You're walking into a minefield blindfolded. Every day men ignore warning signs that scream danger, choosing hope over wisdom, emotion over evidence. Your heart will break, not because love is cruel, but because you refuse to see what's standing right in front of you. The Stoics understood this truth. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. The difference lies in your ability to read the battlefield before the war begins. The battlefield of modern relationships. Nature designed you to protect and provide. Society trained you to ignore your instincts. The result? You walk into relationships like a soldier without armor, a general without intelligence, a warrior without weapons. Every relationship failure teaches the same lesson. The signs were always there. You chose not to see them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Your way of thinking about relationships determines whether you build something beautiful or walk into emotional warfare unprepared. The modern dating landscape is a battlefield. Some women are allies, others are enemies. Most are simply unprepared for real partnership. Your job isn't to fix them, save them, or change them. Your job is to recognize which category they belong to and respond accordingly. Ignore these warning signs and you'll spend years rebuilding what should never have been built in the first place. Recognize them, and you save yourself pain, time, and energy that can be invested in something worthy of your effort. This isn't about becoming cynical. It's about becoming strategic. The Stoics weren't pessimists, they were realists who prepared for every outcome. The 5 pillars of relationship intelligence. First warning. She tests your boundaries constantly. A quality woman respects your limits. A problematic woman treats them like suggestions. Pay attention to how she responds when you say no. Does she accept it gracefully? Or does she push, manipulate, guilt, or argue until you cave? This isn't about big issues. Watch the small ones. You say you don't want to go to a particular restaurant. You mention you need time alone. You explain you can't afford something right now. Her response tells you everything about your future together. Seneca taught that character reveals itself in small moments, not grand gestures. The woman who cave and respect your no about dinner plans, woe and respect your no about major life decisions. Men who ignore this warning sign spend years in relationships where their voice doesn't matter. Their preferences are dismissed, and their boundaries exist only at her discretion. Second warning. She speaks poorly of every ex. Listen carefully when she talks about previous relationships. If every ex was crazy, abusive, or the worst person ever, you're looking at a pattern, not a series of coincidences. Quality people attract quality people. If she consistently chose terrible men, what does that say about her judgment? If she consistently describes good men as terrible, what does that say about her perspective? The Stoics believed in personal responsibility. A mature woman owns her part in relationship failures. An immature woman blames everyone else for patterns she creates. Pay special attention to how she describes the breakups. Does she take any responsibility? Does she show any empathy for her ex-partners? Or is she always the victim in every story? Men who ignore this warning sign discover they're redating someone who will eventually tell the same stories about them. Third warning. She demands attention during your focused work. Respect for your mission is non-negotiable. A woman who supports your goals becomes your greatest asset. A woman who competes with your goals becomes your greatest liability. Watch what happens when you're focused on important work. Does she respect your concentration? Or does she interrupt with trivial concerns, manufactured emergencies, or attention-seeking behaviors? This reveals her understanding of masculine energy and her respect for your purpose. Men need focused time to build, create, and achieve. Women who understand this support it. Women who don't will slowly destroy it. The Stoics taught that external distractions are the enemy of internal excellence. If she becomes your primary distraction, she's not your partner, she's your obstacle. Men who ignore this warning sign find their ambitions slowly eroded by constant interruptions disguised as relationship needs. Fourth warning. She's financially reckless or entitled. Money reveals character. How she handles her own finances and how she views your resources tells you everything about your financial future together. Does she live within her means? Does she have savings? Does she understand the value of money? Or does she spend impulsively, accumulate debt carelessly, and expect others to cover her poor decisions? Watch her attitude toward your money. Does she appreciate what you provide? Or does she act entitled to your resources while contributing nothing to your financial goals? The Stoics valued prudence and self-discipline. A woman who lacks these qualities with money lacks them in other areas too. Pay attention to how she talks about money. Does she understand it's earned through effort and sacrifice? Or does she treat it like it appears magically whenever she wants something? Men who ignore this warning sign find themselves financially drained by partners who view them as TMEs rather than humans. Fifth warning. She isolates you from your support network. Healthy woman encourages your friendships and family relationships. A toxic woman systematically destroys them. The process is subtle. She doesn't outright forbid you from seeing people. Instead, she creates drama around every social event. She picks fights before you're supposed to meet friends. She manufactures crises that require your immediate attention whenever you have plans. Watch the pattern. Does she support your relationships with people who knew you before her? Or does she find reasons why every friend is bad for you and every family member is toxic? The Stoics understood that isolation makes you vulnerable to manipulation. Strong men have strong support networks. Women who try to eliminate your support system are preparing to control you. This warning sign is particularly dangerous because it happens gradually. One day you realize you've lost contact with everyone who could offer you perspective on your relationship. The cost of ignoring the signs. Every man who's been destroyed by a relationship ignored these warnings. They saw the signs and made excuses. They felt their instincts screaming and chose to silence them. Why? Because modern men have been trained to ignore their masculine intuition in favor of feminine emotion. You've been taught that being understanding means accepting unacceptable behavior, that being supportive means enabling destructive patterns. This is poison. Your instincts exist to protect you. When something feels wrong, it usually is wrong. When someone's behavior makes you uncomfortable, trust that discomfort. The Stoics taught that wisdom comes from accepting reality as it is, not as you wish it were. The woman showing you red flags today is showing you who she really is. Believer, the Stoic responds to warning signs when you recognize these patterns. You have three choices. Address them directly and see if she's willing to change. Sometimes people aren't aware of their destructive behaviors. Give her one clear conversation about your concerns. Accept them as permanent features and adjust your investment accordingly. If she won't change, don't expect her to. Plan your future based on who she is now, not who she might become. Remove yourself from the situation entirely. Sometimes the best response to a red flag is to walk away. No explanation needed. No dramatic confrontation required, just distance. The Stoics valued their peace above all external attachments. They understood that some people are incompatible with your growth, your goals, and your will. The transformation when you start recognizing and responding to red flags appropriately, everything changes. You stop wasting time on relationships that were doomed from the beginning. You become more attractive to quality women because you demonstrate standards and you save years of your life that would have been spent fixing unfixable situations. You develop confidence that comes from trusting your own judgment over social pressure. You create space in your life for someone who actually deserves your time, energy, and commitment. The ancient Stoics faced the same human nature you face today. Different clothes, same patterns. They learned to read people accurately because their survival depended on it. Your happiness depends on it. Stop making excuses for behavior that disrespects you. Stop hoping people will change when they've shown you who they are. Stop sacrificing your peace for someone else's comfort. The right woman will respect your boundaries, support your mission, and add value to your life. The wrong woman will test your limits, compete with your goals, and drain your energy. Learn the difference. Your future self will thank you. Red flags aren't suggestions, they're warnings. Heed them or suffer the consequences. Hit like if this opened your eyes. Subscribe if you're ready to see clearly. Then go build the standards that will protect you from heartbreak. Your life is too valuable to waste on people who don't deserve it.